Japan unleashes its billion-dollar aircraft carrier. US is running back. Japan today is not a weak military force. We have regarded it since the Cold War. In fact, it is now strong enough to deter China, which is no minor feat. In this video, we will talk about how Japan has deployed a major weapon against China in the Pacific, its new billion-dollar aircraft carrier. But before we go any further, we would like to request you to subscribe to the channel for staying updated with the latest content. China and Japan's rivalry has been steadily increasing throughout the decades. With rival claims over ownership of islands in South China Sea, the two highly developed nations are poised to take each other down. China's military power is universally recognized, although it prefers to use its economic capital to assert its dominance across the world. Japan has been slowly recognizing that it needs to integrate its technological innovation within the sphere of military capability as well. Now, Japan is a recognized naval power. However, China's expansion of naval power continues unabated. In 2022, China launched its Type 003 Fujian, which has a close resemblance to one of US's most well-known aircraft carriers. The Type 003 has a very familiar flight deck structure and has a variety of electromagnetic catapults on deck, which enables it to launch all kinds of aircrafts. The Type 003 is truly a remarkable beast. It is powered by steam turbines, which produce a total over 220,000 horsepower. Referred to as China's floating airbase, it has caused allies quite a bit of anxiety in terms of matching its outstanding naval capabilities. But most of all, it threatened Japan, with which there were many disputes regarding ownership of territory. How has Japan responded to Type 003? Japan has produced its JS Izumo aircraft carriers. Hailing from the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, this aircraft carrier was originally designed to be a helicopter-carrying destroyer, which was eventually upgraded into an aircraft carrier with the size and power to match China's Type 003. But how does the Japanese Izumo counter Type 003 in terms of capabilities? The aircraft does not have a ski jump nor an electromagnetic catapult to launch aircraft, which means that it will be difficult to launch all types of aircrafts from the Izumo. This means that the Izumo will only be able to carry the limited to short takeoff vertical landing aircraft. Traditionally, it was the AV-8B Harrier, and today, this means that the recent F-35 Lightning is the ideal choice for the Izumo. The F-35 is perhaps the most technologically advanced, most intelligent, as well as most effective jets to have existed. This approach towards selective use of aircrafts seemed to work for the Japan's Ministry of Defense, because it already has the conventional version of the F-35. In 2018, the ministry further announced that it would purchase another 40 F-35-2Bs to fit the needs for Izumo. These new F-35s will be used to meet the needs of Izumo and another aircraft carrier, Kaga. 3 years after this announcement, 2 F-35Bs had made vertical landings and horizontal takeoffs from the Izumo. This marks the first time that a fixed-wing aircraft will be operated from a Japanese aircraft carrier in more than 75 years. The first set of changes made in the Izumo was in reinforcing the heat resistance of the deck and installation of power supply, enough to meet the arrival and departure requirements of the F-35. A second set of changes made in the Izumo was in modifying the bow shape to a quadrangle. This was done to ensure the safe takeoff and landing of the new F-35B. There is scheduled maintenance planned for the interior compartments, beginning early 2024. These further modifications will make the JZ Izumo more than 60% lighter than the Chinese Fujian. So, in total, the JZ Izumo will be a 28,000-ton aircraft carrier, which will have a minimum of 12 F-35Bs, 7 anti-submarine helicopters, 2 search and rescue helicopters, and a variety of other aircrafts modified for takeoff from Izumo. The Japanese aircraft carrier also has a state-of-the-art CIWS, or Close-in Weapon System. This CIWS has been fitted with many sensors and tools of electronic warfare, as well as decoys, which give it a fitting ability to respond to threats of various kinds. To top it all off, the Izumo has been fitted with steam turbines that can propel the 28,000-ton aircraft to a top speed of 30 knots. All of these features have combined to give it a price tag of more than $1 billion USD. The Izumo, with its twin sibling Kaga, are what Japan is offering to counter the Chinese threat in the South China Sea. And although the price pales in comparison to what the US and the UK have, it is more than enough to meet its challenge head-on. The UK's aircraft carriers are bound to more impressive and at least 3 times more expensive than Izumo. UK's response to Izumo is the Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier class. The Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier class consists of 2 carriers from the UK's Royal Navy, which make up the core aspects of the UK Carrier Strike Group. Both of these aircraft carriers, namely the HMS Queen Elizabeth and the HMS Prince of Wales, were the largest warships ever constructed for the Royal Navy. These aircraft carriers are 19% lighter than their Chinese counterparts and can propel at a speed of about 32 knots, with a range of about 12,000 miles. The huge range of these aircraft carriers is provided through an integrated electronic propulsion system. This system itself consists of 2 Rolls-Royce Marine Trent diesel engines, which combine to yield 158,000 horsepower. In terms of offensive capabilities, each carrier comes equipped with CIWS, 4 30mm guns, and 6 miniguns. There are additional offensive capabilities attached to the aircraft carrier as well, such as the 40 different helicopters, ranging from a Chinook to an Apache gunships, as well as an AWACS and F-35B's Lightning fighters. F-35Bs were chosen specifically because the Queen Elizabeth-class carrier does not support a catapult-assisted takeoff. In total, the UK has spent more than 7 billion GBP in producing these 2 aircraft carriers. All this money pales in comparison to what the US has spent in producing its aircraft carrier called USS Gerald Ford. This aircraft carrier is a 100,000 tons and is the heaviest, largest, and the most capable aircrafts to have ever existed. Powered by 2 Bechtel nuclear reactors, which means that they will only be powered once during their operational cycle. The aircraft carrier has a massive range too. The USS Ford comes packed with the latest technology and weapons, give it an unparalleled edge in battle. It can regulate aircraft, hold about 75 aircrafts, including both F-35B and F-35C. This is on top of the conventional armaments, which are expected to be on any regular aircraft carrier. It is safe to say that the aircraft carriers from all 3 nations are more than enough for Type 003 and can check any nefarious Chinese designs. Thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to leave a thumbs up. See you in the next one.